Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Chiefs versus Eagles NFL Monday Night Football matchup on Monday, November 20th, 2023. Of course, I give out tons of free picks every day, and when you give out that many free picks, well, you're bound to like some games more than others. Those are my premium picks you can find over at Pickdawgz.com under the premium picks tab. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. If you're a bigger better, then you're going to love our Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. But you got to text the number you see on the screen. Not available on the website, so text that number if you bet big. But let's get to this one. Chiefs taking on the Eagles, and of course a rematch of last year's Super Bowl, a game that was decided by a late penalty. And I think a lot of people forget about the late penalties in the last two Super Bowls that have decided those games. And really, of course, a lot happens over the course of the game that, swings it one way or another as well. But really, at the end of the game, when the game is actually being decided on the scoreboard, it has been penalties that have put it there. And of course, the Chiefs also got to that game by a late penalty against the Cincinnati Bengals. But the Chiefs, really not a lot of, they don't really need a lot of excuses. This is a team that's been a consistent winner in the Andy Reid era, and with Patrick Mahomes kind of trying to match maybe what, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick did over in New England. They've got a long way to go together to reach that, but certainly kind of on track for that sort of pace, to be honest with you. When we look at the Chiefs, they lost that opener against the Lions and then lost a couple games back at Denver. And one of those games where I got to tell you, just nothing went the Chiefs' way. A lot of bad penalties and a lot of other, just one of those games. That's part of the NFL. And of course, last time we saw them was in Frankfurt against the Dolphins in a game that they got out to a 21-0 lead, held on for dear life at the end to get the win. But, have Patrick Mahomes will win games is the way that it works. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Eagles, they have that one loss earlier to the Jets. And, that's their only loss that they've had all season long. Most of their games have been fairly convincing. They don't always win pretty, but they definitely seem to be in control of these games, even when they win just by a small margin, like we saw against the Commanders, like we saw against Minnesota, like we saw against the Commanders again, and of course last time out against the Dallas Cowboys. But the thing is, in all of those games, the Eagles pretty much had the game in hand, just not winning by massive margins. And the reason why the Eagles are doing that, well, all comes down to that defense. They are number one in the NFL against the run. And if you can stop the run, it makes things extremely difficult for your opponent. I expect them to really make the Chiefs one-dimensional in this game throwing the football, but making the Chiefs one-dimensional in throwing the football, and of course puts Patrick Mahomes being that guy. Last year we saw a bunch of points in the Super Bowl when these two teams met. I don't see any reason why they don't just pick up where they left off. I like the over in the Chiefs-Eagles, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, use our betting tools at Sports Chat Place. They'll tell you how often historically every bet that's available on the board today is actually hit, and then prioritize them based on which ones are paying the most today.